of an impromptu, not really a full episode. What I'm doing here, it was brought to my attention that my stream voice has been extremely choppy recently, and the video has been dropping frames really bad. So I readjusted the settings of the stream to see if we can fix that and make it so that people can actually watch these videos. Doesn't do a lot of good if you can't actually hear what I'm saying or watch a cohesive video. So, first thing that I'm going to do, we need some metal at the base. I was able to put together a couple of the necessities that we needed this week, but we need metal. And one of the big problems that we're finding is we need the ability to, where's that stupid thing? We need the ability to make propellant somehow, which is used making cactus sap so that we can get an item collector and actually start getting eggs. Now, the soul terminal allows us to get eggs, but it is at the cost of a couple eggs occasionally at 50 gasoline per hour. That is what they set the cost for the automation for the soul terminal at, which is a little bit insane. It might be worth it when we have coelacanth in there, which you can trap coelacanth with the Kraken's Better Dinos, and they drop all sorts of goodies. But right now, and like when we get Akatina, which are the little snails, it'll definitely be worth it to pay that 50 gas for the cementing paste alone. However, that being said, an item collector and a animal tender will meet the same needs. The animal tender will pull the stuff out of the animal's inventory. The item collector will pull the stuff that drops on the ground. So if we can find a good way to make cactus sap, that would be nice. Now, if they have the settings turned on the grinder, usually you can make cactus sap out of normal sap, which I did take the liberty during the week, and I set up just a tree platform, nothing fancy, literally just the platform and 4 sap taps at the edge of the redwoods. 3 of the sap taps I set to public use and left them unlocked. The 4th sap tap is locked and private use, so if people do take it, we still have a way to get it. Most of the other sap taps are locked on this map. It is not a requirement to have them locked or unlocked. I just prefer to be nice and share what is available if somebody needs it. There has been many a time that I just needed a few sap or a little bit of oil, and it really bites when everybody has everything locked and you can't touch it. Now, so far so good. I'm watching Twitch Studio on my other screen, and before the slow frames and frame drops were reaching the thousands by the end of the video. And with the current settings, it is still at 0, so it's looking good so far. I am hoping it stays that way. This Saturday, we are going to be doing our normal video. Gar suggested we start back at episode 1, so it's not so choppy, and you guys can watch from the beginning. I don't know that's really the answer. I'm thinking we're just going to continue as on, since we already have as much as we do. And so this Saturday we will be doing the Green Cave, which I believe, I want to say is the Hunter or the Pack. I'm not sure which one, but it is one of the caves in the forests in the southwest, or southeast of the island. Hey Reese, how's it going? Hey, Is the sound coming through a little better this time? That's mostly what this video is I'm trying to fix the choppiness of the sound in the video. Perfect. Yeah, so a couple people brought it to my attention that apparently the videos have been almost unwatchable. So trying to get that up and working. Not sure if you were able to get it with the last video, but we're planning on doing the green cave on Saturday if you're able to make it. I'm working on breeding up some of the good caving animals, or at least hopefully good caving animals. But yeah, right now just kind of testing out those frames and seeing if I can get this working right. And so far, so good. Getting us some metal, and hopefully we'll be able to make it so that we can make some cactus sap out of the grinder and be able to start making kibble, which will make things so much nicer. Yeah, if you ever play on the island, up here at the top of the volcano, there are generally no spawns until you get a little bit further down, and there is metal and crystal everywhere. Oh, do you know if you have a better day or time? Because we can always set the stream to, let's see, Gary's days off are Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. So if there's a better time, let me know, and we can definitely see about working around it. Otherwise, this obviously won't be the last cave we do. We've got lots of caves ahead of us. Okay, I'm gonna start heading back up this mountain. There's a lot more metal up here, and I'm starting to get down to where we're gonna start running into everything nasty and bad. Okay. Just let us know when you are able to, and we can always do the cave just even off stream if you want to do it with us eventually. But down off the edge of the volcano, you can find everything from Rexes to Gigas and Carcharodons to lots of times Sabers and Carnos, Argents. Basically, if you can think of a predator that would be in the mountains, it will be off this volcano. So we're going to go back and get to the majority of the goodies are in the hot part of the volcano. Let me go ahead and level this guy. Wow, I haven't leveled him in a while. Let's see. I'm going ahead and grabbing the normal rocks as well so we can make a bunch of spark powder. One of the other things that we definitely are going to need a lot of for kibble is jerky, which is going to take oil and spark powder. Actually, after I leave here, I think I'm going to go ahead and detour to the snow really quick and see about getting some oil to take home. This is definitely not the most exciting of the streams, but again, we are testing those frames, and they are still showing nothing dropped and nothing slow, which is wonderful. So maybe we can get this stream up and running a little better again. Let's see. Now we're going to start getting a little bit hot. Up here, if you've never played on the island, that cool looking door down there is the opening to the tech cave, which is absolutely insane. We will eventually be doing the tech cave on the stream, however, that is going to be later. We are planning on, for the story maps, we are going to go through each of the story maps fighting the bosses, but we are actually going to come back for the tech cave. That requires some pretty high level gear and some really high level animals. We are going to need to breed up some good creatures before we go in there. Otherwise, we will be vaporized. It is pretty fun in there. The tech cave itself I have been in multiple times on other clusters. You go through the long cave, which is a nice big long path to a normal spawn terminal, like an obelisk terminal. And in the cave itself, you have wild, untamable, mind you, but gigas and purlovias, uties, all sorts of nasty creatures. And then you get to the terminal, and you are able to then take 20 animals into the boss. And the boss is this digital form that will actually change shape as you fight it. And it's pretty nasty. He will dismount you from your creatures. He spawns in a bunch of different creatures, or I think it's enforcers and scouts that will attack you. Or not scouts, but the, oh gosh, I cannot remember what they're called. But these flying drones that will attack you. I think it's the attack drones. But, he will go through phases where he switches between the different bosses. So he'll take a digital form of the dragon and the Megapithecus and the Broodmother, and you have to fight each of the forms. And at the end, it unlocks some story content and a video before you come back to the ARK. So it'll be a lot of fun when we get to that point, but that is going to be in the future. We will have probably finished most of the maps before we come back for that one. Okay, so as you saw, there is tons of crystal, there's obsidian. This is a really good place to get metal. Lots of flint rocks. And it's safe, as long as you don't go down into the lava. Now, the lava on the island is a little different from, say, Ragnarok. It's not insta-kill lava, but it will hurt you really fast and really bad. Now, it looks like we got this. Let me see. That's 7,000 metal. That'll be enough to make the grinder. So let's go get some oil really quick. We are still showing no frame drops and no slow frames. So it looks like these settings are a complete success. Oh, we are heavy. You know what? I think we might pause down here and go ahead and drop that stone and take this stuff back home. Either that or let's just get this home and we can get it oil after we drop this off. Apparently my Anki has a lot more weight capacity. I am honestly thinking I'm going to switch my birds up a little bit, go ahead and grab a second Argent so I have one for fighting and one for harvesting. Although we are not going to worry about that right this moment. Although we are limping home. That is one thing Wildcard definitely did well. They made this world beautiful. I don't even have it set to the top settings, but I've seen videos at the top settings and it is absolutely gorgeous. I honestly can't wait to see what they do with ARK 2. Especially since ARK 2 is being created on Unreal Engine 5, which I personally am developing games on Unreal Engine 5 as well. And it's just the processing power of that engine is incredible. You know what? Well, no. I don't think I can use the Omni tool. Oh, I can use the Omni tool from here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull the obsidian and the stone from the Anki into my Argent, which that lowered my weight a bit. And let's do the crystal as well. Perfect. Okay, that should speed us up just a little bit. So, fun fact, the Ankis reduce the weight of metal dramatically, but not so much the other things. The Argents do less of a reduction, but they reduce most materials. Also, I am seeing 2 nests here, and I cannot resist, and I'm probably going to get myself killed. Ooh, Bronto egg. Fortunately, the eggs don't make the angry mama buff. However, taking the eggs definitely do. Hello. You're a problem. Oh, that was a good one, too. Okay. Yes, 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 I see you angry. Let's see, what are you? Go ahead and grab you really fast. This is like I'm hunting for Deinonychus eggs. Grab and go as quickly as you can. Now I have 2 angry animals after me. That's alright. We can easily get away from them. Even flying as slow as we are. Good use of cliff sides, and not to mention that Gallimimus can't touch us once we get to the base. Which is actually just over this hill. Although, we are starting to get a little titchy on our stamina. We should be fine. Worst case, we'll slow down a little bit at the very end, although I think we will make it just fine. Also, this is an exciting level. I believe this is level 99 for my character. Which I can't remember if the vivariums require a tech generator or not. But this is the level to unlock the tech generator. Or, I mean, not tech generator, the vivarium. Sorry. Bosses are the only way to unlock the tech generator. If it does require the tech generator, then after we do the first boss, that'll be a lot more exciting. Okay. Put him down. And then let's go ahead and unload these guys. That's 7,000. Let's see this level really fast. This should tell us here. It does not actually say, although it requires 100 element. I'm going to go ahead and take it, but we are not going to be able to use it right now, unfortunately. Oh well. It will be nice. When we are able to get the vivarium, which might have to wait for one of the maps that does a little bit better with the element, which there's several maps you can do element. We will on Aberration, which is, I believe, 2 or 3 maps away, we will be able to mine element ore at the surface. And then there's pools that you can convert the element ore into element, which is something we'll have to figure out because we have never actually done that. And then Extinction, there's element veins and OSDs that you can get element from. Genesis, you can harvest element crystals. Genesis 2, you can go into space and harvest element in mass. Actually, Gen 2, as long as you are on when it gets to that point. Because space goes through cycles and they're completely random. But if you get the purple drops, which is where the element is, you will never run out of element again. It's a really nice map for element. However, Gen 2 is going to be the last map that we touch, so we are a ways off from that. So now that the frames are fixed, things will be going a lot smoother. We will be going from the island to Scorched Earth, and then I believe we're doing Ragnarok after that, because Ragnarok is sort of a hybrid between Scorched Earth and the island. And then we might fit the center in. I'm not entirely sure. We haven't really discussed that one. The center is basically an alternative to the island. It doesn't really have much as far as story, but it does do a combined Broodmother and Megapithecus boss. If we do the center, we'll probably be doing that one a little bit faster. And then after Scorched Earth and those ones, it will be Aberration. Those are the ones I know we have worked out at the moment. But we will slowly be working our way each week from beginning to end game on each of the maps. When we transfer, we will only be taking 2 pets with us and what we can carry on our backs. So when we get to the new maps, we will for the most part be starting out fresh. And as we tame different creatures, we will be able to bring over the ones that we already had. So things like master breeding, we will not be starting new on every single map. But until we tame our first Rex, we will not bring our master bred Rexes over. So give it kind of a nice starting up feel on each map. I also realized I'm being a little bit stupid right now. I'm so used to vanilla Ankies that I forgot Kraken's Better Dinos actually makes it so that Ankies will auto-harvest. So I really should just be letting the Anki do its thing. Some days my brain, it does not work properly. This will go a lot faster, and it'll also let me keep an eye out on my weight. Now, with all the oil rocks out here, honestly, we could probably run the Soul Terminal just fine to get eggs. We'll have to see how that looks. Hide isn't too hard to come by. What is that? A Lycoteuthis. Isn't that an interesting little thing? Huh. It's like a Tusoteuthis, but it's glowing. I don't think I have anything that I could tame that with. It says it takes 2 black pearls. Which means all I'd need to find is a trilobite. And it is a knockout tame. What do you guys say to a little bit of fun here? Let's go ahead and leave Mr. Anki here. He'll be fine. The only thing that spawns out there on the land is penguins, and I don't suspect he's going to get eaten alive by penguins. I could be surprised. This is ARK. Let's see if we can find a Mr. Trilobite. Should be one on the beach somewhere. One trilobite should be enough to net at least 2 black pearls. Unless we get unlucky. Ah, come on. When I'm not needing one, they will be everywhere on the beach. There's some normal pearls. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anywhere you can harvest black pearls up here on the land, on the island at least. There are harvests down deep in the ocean, but we are not anywhere near equipped for that. Come on, trilobite, trilobite, trilobite. Gotta be at least one of you around here. Silly little dragon on my Twitch stream just asked if... Oh, was that a butterfly? Caught me off guard for a second there. Which, feel free if you want to play with that dragon. You can... I believe you guys can also do things like feed it and mess with it. Kind of a silly little add-on extension to the Twitch stream. I need to feed him. He is looking very angry right now. Huh. Well, you know what? If we make it to the base without finding a trilobite, I am sure we have some black pearls at the base. Since we have found trilobites there. Okay, so we have hit 1 slow frame so far, no frame drops. That is still not bad. That 1 slow frame shouldn't be a problem. It's definitely a lot better than the thousands I was ending up with. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. So I did lower my settings to a bit of 2500 frames per second of 30. That seems to have done the trick, though. Okay, well, we made it to the base. Let's go ahead and grab a couple black pearls. I know there's got to be at least some in here. I only need 2. Are you serious? Have we not been killing any? Huh. Well, that's surprising. Apparently we haven't been killing any trilobites or something. I mean, it's not a guarantee, although speak of the devil. Let me see. I don't think any of these guys have a saddle. Oh well. Bird'll do the trick. As long as we can keep this guy out of the water, we are good. Only chitin and oil. Okay, so, next one I am going to pull my pick out, or, yeah, my pick out and see if we can get black pearls that way. Sometimes there can be trilobites up here, which would be convenient. No such luck. So let's go on the outside of the beach. Lots of dilos out today. Big ol' shark in the water. Let's see. There are a lot less trilobites than I'm used to. Then again, one of the best maps I've ever found for trilobite hunting is the center. There are entire, almost fields underwater of them. Let's see, the odds of there being a trilobite in there is probably not very good. You know what? I think maybe we are not destined to get that Lycoteuthis tonight. Oh, neighbors are making a whole bunch of noise outside. Well, there are coelacanth galore. There are jellyfish everywhere. Oh, somebody has a raft out there. People of the corn. Seen them around a few times. I'm just not having any luck. It's funny, I guarantee as soon as I turn off the stream, there will be a swarm of trilobites just attacking the base or something. That is generally speaking the way ARK works. Well, you know what? I'm gonna make one round around this little island chain, and then if we don't find one, we don't find one. We will call that fate and end it there. So this island I am actually extremely familiar with. It's called Crags Island. I can't tell you how many times we have made our starting bases on Crags Island because it's, for the most part, pretty safe. You do get occasional Carno spawns. Raptors are fairly common. But in that, there's the outskirt islands way over there that didn't really have many trees. That's still technically a part of Crags Island, and there's usually not many dangerous spawns there. This part of Crags Island gets a lot more hairy because you end up with Spinos and Sarcos and all sorts of things. But the other side is usually pretty calm and peaceful. Although on this map, or on this cluster, I have seen Titanosaurs over where we used to build our base many times now. And those guys are just plain bad news. They are these gigantic sauropods. And they have a nasty temper. I actually, when that Gigas and Titanosaurs had just come out, oh, ran out of stamina. When they had just recently come out, I didn't know that Thylacoleos could not go to the center bosses. I had never actually looked it up. And we had masterbred these bear cats and were so excited to take them in. And I had my breeders and I had a pack of like 25 to 30 disposable Thylacoleos to take to the boss. And we went into the boss and oh crap, it is just us and our shoulder pets. Needless to say, we did not survive that encounter. It was pretty disappointing to find out that they were not useful in the bosses at all. Although apparently there are a couple bosses now, like Rockwell, that they can go into. But, so I have all of these extra Thylacoleos and nothing to do with them. And I need to get rid of the extras. We obviously kept our breeders because we used them as normal mounts, but all of these boss critters were just too much. And so I decided, you know what, let's have some fun. And I found a Giga on the volcano island on the center. And I am on my Arjun a safe distance away, and I tell them all to go attack the Giga. And I'm expecting them all to die. I mean, it's a Giga, right? This was when Gigas were not nerfed early on. They used to be a heck of a lot more scary. And so I send the pack after it, and I kill the Giga without losing a single Thylacoleo. And my jaw hits the ground, and I'm just like, well, now what? So I swim because we didn't have soul balls on this server. This was quite a while ago, before soul balls were a commonplace thing. I then take my pack of Thylacoleos and I swim them through from Volcano Island all the way down to the Redwoods without incident. And I find a Titanosaur. So I'm sitting here thinking, they killed a Giga, they should be able to kill this no problem, since originally the Titanosaurs and Gigas were supposed to be arch nemesis, and were supposed to be pretty much on par with each other. That's what they made it sound like. And I sick them after this level 5 Titanosaur, because that's the level they were. And every single last one of them died within moments. Those guys are no joke. They are probably the heaviest hitters in the game. And to boot, they are massive AoE as well. So, long story short, yeah, Thylacoleos do not stand up to a Titanosaur, and I would strongly not recommend making your base where they will commonly spawn. Either that, or make sure you have metal or tech, and probably throw a shield in there just for safekeeping. And the reason I suggest a shield over a large gate is because I don't know if you've ever flown around and seen when Titanosaurs spawn. They generally spawn in the sky and drop down. Which leads to some funny instances. If you have a fast enough flyer and you fly through an area someone hasn't been in a while, it will start raining Titanosaurs whenever you find one. Also led to some interesting situations of finding titanosaurs stuck in a tree, too. So I am not seeing any more trilobites. I'm going to go ahead and call that a wash. Those Lycoteuthis are pretty cool, but it doesn't look like that is in the cards for right now. It'll have to be a creature we look at in the future, though. Definitely want to play with one of those. Now, if this is your first time watching, Lycoteuthis is not a base game creature. This cluster has a few fun creature mods added on, including ARK additions, which is why we have this Acrocanthosaur here. There's a Paleo mod, which adds cool colors and looks to a bunch of the creatures, including actually the ARK additions. Acro. There are Animals of Atlas, which adds some interesting things like the Dryptosaur and bobcats. There is also trying to think. There's another animal mod. I can't think of it right now. And then there are a bunch of decor mods, and there is also a setting that they have turned on, or a mod, I'm not sure which, that allows babies to spawn and nests. So if you're looking for a fun server to play on, the server is called Isla Nicta and is really fun. It's got a great community. It's one of the more relaxing servers that I've played on in a while. I actually just recently quit playing on a server that was getting to be pretty toxic. I won't mention its name because there are still some pretty good people that play on it. I just couldn't deal with the few bad apples anymore. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and take this bounty home. That should be plenty of oil for now. Theoretically. I say for now. I don't even know how much we have. Seems like we should have quite a bit, though. And the only other thing that might be an issue is organic polymer. If that is, then I'll probably come on tomorrow and get that if needed. What we're working on right now is making an industrial grinder to see if we can make cactus sap. Because if we can make the cactus sap, we can start making kibble a lot easier. And the way the 2 and 2 go together is cactus sap is used in propellant. The item collector will pick up eggs. Oh, that's not good. Come on, buddy. You want to go closer to the ground, please. I'm getting really lucky here. Sometimes when they stand out high up in the sky, they decide they're just going to sit there, like he's doing now, and be a butt face. Ouch. If you're high enough in the sky, you are pretty much SOL there. Now, later on, there are things we can do to mitigate that. There are glide suits. I could have parachutes on me. Generally, I try to avoid standing out. A little bit distracted right now, so didn't quite notice that. Now we will need to figure out a good way to start harvesting those jellyfish. I am at the level that we can start making shock darts, and shock darts are a lot of fun. They make the taming super fast. And those hard creatures to tame, the ones that just have really low life and high torpor, shock darts are the answer. They don't do a super high amount of damage, but they do a lot of torpor. Okay. Let's get in here. Oops. Now I'm going to grab fertilizer, any that has been made in the compost bin, and put them in the large crop plots. We had 79 fertilizer ready. And you might be asking how we are getting so much fertilizer. We do not actually have dung beetles yet, unfortunately. When we start caving, hopefully we'll be able to find them because those are a godsend. But what we do have, show you this neat little trick if you're not familiar with it. I am going to pull stem berries into my inventory really quick. Now you only want to do this if you have a feeding trough nearby and you have plenty of berries, because stem berries will drain food like crazy. And this only works that I know of with the phiomias. There might be other creatures. I know the phiomias for this. But you take the stem berries and you just start feeding them. And it gives the phiomia the worst case of diarrhea ever. But it is a quick, easy way to get that fertilizer that you need. Now you can put the poop directly into the crop plots. It's a lot more effective if you turn it into fertilizer. If you have dung beetles, that is the fastest and most efficient way to convert poop to fertilizer. If you don't have dung beetles, I have, I think, 7 or 8 crop plots out there. You take thatch and 3 poop of any size, and it will convert that into a fertilizer over time. Now you want to set that up ahead of time because it takes quite a while to do that. Now I set up a pole to be able to just easily put the poop away. I have every type of feces and thatch. I don't have human because I have nothing producing human feces and I don't run around watching my own butt here. But that just instantly puts 64 animal poop in the bins. You can see they're full of poop and thatch. And that does leave us with a fair bit left in our inventory. And so what we're going to do is take feces from personal inventory only, put that in the crop plots, and the 54 remaining are now in here to be used. So that is what I've been doing to maintain the fertilizer without the dung beetles. Let's go ahead and pick him up. Let's go ahead and grab him as well. And on that note, I think we are going to... Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and see if we can make the grinder. I think we're probably still going to be cooking the stuff, but... Yep, we just need 612 ingots, which we have plenty still cooking here. So next time we do a stream, we will have that grinder placed. I'm going to actually check that as soon as it's done. I'm gonna go ahead and put the grinder right here. So we will have that set up this weekend. Don't forget, Friday morning we will be doing our building stream. I do need to, on this game, make our water pen, which we'll use for any water creatures we eventually tame, basilosaurs, sharks, whatnot. And it will be available for amphibious creatures such as the frogs. I have been breeding the couple frogs we have. However, the pen is less than ideal. It's not connected to the base in any way, and it's just kind of this little box out here on its own. It is enough to be able to breed them, but it does leave a lot to be desired. So we'll be working on that. If I have time, I do want to finish building the decorative tavern on top of the inn. We might do a little bit more decorating around here. Maybe add some more resource storage bins. I imagine those might be starting to get a little bit full. I don't know. These hold quite a bit. Yeah. But, that is the plan for Friday morning around 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then the next day on Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. we will be doing the Green Cave on episode 4 of The Island. That is the main series that we are running. And then Sunday morning from 5 a.m. Central Standard Time, I will be picking a random game and we will have fun with that. It looks as though at the end of this video, we've been doing this for 52 minutes and we have had one slow frame and no frames dropped, so it looks like our problem is solved. And on that note, if you watched through this, thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that follow button if you're willing. We are trying to reach 50 followers. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.